In this lesson, we will reorient the hands. Let's take a look at the result of our last lesson. You can see how the arm control on the left side is offset from where we've placed it. Why did that happen? Well, that's simply because of our character set connection. See, it's recorded the position of our objects when we initially created it. So in order for this not to happen, we'll need to remove these objects from our character set, and then we can safely reposition them and reapply them back to the character set. So let's go ahead and work on doing this. Now, once we separate one side from the character set, you'll notice that the opposite half is going to also snap back to its original position when the character set was applied. So to prevent the other side from shifting, since we like where it's at, here's a trick. All we'll need to do is grab our arm control and elbow control, our positional controls, head over to frame 1, and press Shift W to set translate keys to lock in this position. And now we can safely remove the channels from the character set they are connected to. So to make sure we have set keys on our arm control and elbow control on frame 1. So now what we could do is go in, grab all 4 controls, left and right sides. We can go ahead and highlight our translate channels. Go to character, set current character set, and that is going to be the upper body set we'll need to grab. And now we can choose character, remove from character set. Okay, great. So no shifting has occurred. If we had not set those keys, you'll notice the arms would move back to their original space. All right. Well, what we can now do is work on mirroring this rig across. So let's first do this. Let's go ahead and grab our arm controls on the right side and go ahead and break connections to remove those keyframes. We no longer need them. All right, so next, we'll go ahead and create our locator rig again to mirror across. So that's going to be one locator that gets snapped to our wrist. Duplicate. We'll want to snap the next one to the elbow control. So it might help to show the local rotation handle. So we can snap to it. Now we can go ahead and get rid of the handle and mirror these across. Okay, so now it's just a matter of taking our arm control, snapping that to the locator, and the elbow control will vert snap to the next locator, and now we no longer need those locator objects, so we can go ahead and remove them. Now no snapping will occur. All right, great. So let's say we go ahead and work on tweaking the wrist. So what we'll want to do is make sure that the wrist, that it is oriented to flow along the orientation of our geometry. So right now you can see how it's kind of at a slant offset, whereas the geometry is in an entirely different angle. So here's how we'll tweak this. We'll first need to remove the orient constraint that the wrist has. So let's go ahead and grab it from the channel box. Let's go ahead and delete it. And now we can take the wrist, zero out its rotation. Okay, still we need to rotate it further. Well, we can use our orient attributes for that. Specifically, the joint orient X attribute. So we'll just need to go ahead and twist that until the wrist is aligned. So what I like to do is keep the manipulator visible, so I have a point of reference as to how to rotate this in order to have it flow with the geometry. So I'll keep tweaking. I'd say to about a value of 39 would work. And the good thing is that we can use that same value on the opposite side. So let's go ahead and take that wrist. We will grab our orient constraint and delete it. And now we can go ahead and take our wrist, zero out our rotate channels, go to the joint orient attribute, and put in that same value of 39. Okay, great. So that will work. Now for the fingers, they're going to require some work of us repositioning them. So we'll need to, let's say, unlock our translate attributes, and we'll also need to make sure that these have been removed from the character set so that we don't get any popping as we saw in the beginning of this lesson. So let's say we go ahead and stop the lesson here, and in the next lesson we'll work on tweaking the fingers.